All right, everybody. Welcome back to Movie Talks Show. We're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Kevin Butts.
I'm Patrick Wall.
And Patrick's going to do something.
No, I'm not.
We won't talk about that. He's going to love us, and then he'll hate us first.
First they're sour, then they're sweet.
Yeah. Then the next day.
And then the next day you hate life.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys really know how to sell this,
Yes.
don't you?
It's great. You don't want none of this Dewey Cox.
Yeah, you don't want this. Get out of here, Dewey.
I do think I kind of want it.
It kind of sounds like I want it. You don't want none of this. And you never once paid for drugs.
But aside from the life story of Dewey Cox, that's not what we're talking about today. Although we should talk about that movie at some point.
I'd have to rewatch it. It's been
it's
so long.
Fantastic. So, but in this episode, see on the side here, aside from Patrick, because he works on Wednesdays.
Yes.
We've been playing a little poker matches.
Yeah.
On every other Wednesday, we had a little Texas Hold'em tournament.
And Gavin and Tony have been the dominant force.
Yeah, the other two guys that are at the table are not listening to this. You can roast them all you want.
No.
Well, I mean, just ask Dave with his pocket rockets how he feels.
Did he lose with pocket rockets?
Yep.
Yes. To me, I had 4 threes.
Damn.
Yes.
I just cash out at that point.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, I should have raised harder going out because I didn't have it until the river. I had 3 of them off the flop, but at the same time I saw that ace out there, and I'm like, all right, if somebody's got pocket aces, they definitely got me beat. But he wasn't raising fast enough or hard enough to get me out, make me think that he had it. Of course, again, sometimes you want to slow play that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you don't want to rush him out.
Yeah. So it's a delicate balance. And so I called him on his bullshit, which really wasn't bullshit. I just ended up later having a better hand. But I made him bet big on it because he thought he had it with the 3 aces.
I would have too. I'd have got it all in if I had 3 aces.
Yep. That's how I lost one of the hands last week. I had 3 aces.
Yeah.
And I lost to a full house. So, needless to say, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
Yeah.
But you always have fun as long as you don't take it too seriously. I'm doing like an after school public service announcement PSA.
You gotta know when to hold them and you gotta know when to fold them.
All right, Kenny Rogers.
But you never fold pocket aces. I was saying.
Well, nobody does.
Yeah.
But, I mean, other people have better hands, so you can still lose it.
The only way I fold pocket aces is if I'm folding every fifth hand, and I don't even look at it. I just throw it back.
Yeah.
Every 5th hand, I fold. There's guys that do that. Like, that's their strategy. They have like a set number of every 10th hand. Like, they no matter what it is, they let it go.
Yep.
They don't even play it.
We got to play it blind one time. We've never played it
Yeah,
blind.
that's right.
I don't know.
When you don't look at your cards.
You don't look at your cards at all.
No, all you see is what's in the middle.
Oh, okay.
And you base it and hope for the best.
You gotta be a real, master's degree in statistics to play that way well.
Well, none of us are.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one plays it well.
So we figured
we just have big breast bulls.
we figured in honor of poker and gambling, which gamble responsibly, obviously PSA.
We're not telling you to gamble. Live. You do you.
If you do it responsibly, do it well. Don't ever bet anything you can't afford to lose.
Exactly.
Moving on. So we thought talk about movies with gambling in it. You said you hadn't finished yet, but you were in the middle of 21.
Yes.
A very good movie. Mm-hmm. How far did you get so far?
After it was after their first big weekend that they did. Mm-hmm. When they got the MIT grad or
the new kid.
Basically into the crew, and he's learning all the lingo and the language that they had. Mm-hmm. So it was really neat how they communicated that.
Yeah.
What's this mean?
Table's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's this mean?
It means get out.
Get out now.
Get out now.
Otherwise, Lawrence Fishburne is going to break your knees.
Yes.
Basically.
So, for those of you who haven't seen it, yes, this is not a spoiler alert because this movie's been out for quite some time.
2002?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was early 2000s. So,
Based on a true story.
yep, loosely based off a
Loosely.
true story about a group of MIT kids and their teacher who had gone out and figured out a way to beat the system of blackjack, or 21 as
They were
people
card
know.
counting.
Yeah.
And they were doing it in the last casino that wasn't upgraded to the full security, so they were still able to get away with it, or at least try. And then they only had like what, a month to go in there and rob them blind before they fully upgraded.
No, they didn't know anything about that though.
Oh.
That's the thing. They had no idea about the system or the camera system, so they weren't like.
I thought that was the
racing
reason
against-
why they were going to that casino is because.
No. They went to multiple casinos. He happened to be Lawrence Fishburne. Just happened to be like a consultant for multiple ones, I believe, if I remember correctly, because he would watch how they played, and then they went back again. I mean, they hit the same casinos sometimes, but they were like playing out. They'd have playing teams. They were card counting, so they had to figure out what the count is, and then that's when when you bet bigger, change your bets, and your partner, the person who basically sits down at the table first, is the person who plays the same bet all the time, never fluctuates, and basically is counting the cards.
Yeah.
Until once the deck gets hot to a certain degree, when they say, "Hey, we're probably going to start winning now," they signal the other person, the mustard. I'm always the mustard. They signal to the mustard to come over, and then he starts playing big and randomly. Like he'll start fluctuating bets or playing big, and then he'll start taking over the count. But both of them still have to keep count.
Yeah.
Because then if they start noticing the big player losing and they lost their count, I think there's a signal for it or something. Yeah. And then they can help them figure it out. So, great movie though.
Indeed.
I like the premise of it because at the beginning he's going to Harvard for to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get into Harvard. So he's in MIT.
Well, I think
life
he got in. He just didn't have any kind of like scholarship to pay for it.
No, because he was interviewing for it, and he was asked a question. Tell me a great life experience, and he didn't have one.
Yeah, because he
And
had
at the end of the movie, he's like, "I've got a story for you."
Well, the whole thing is that's the movie is him telling the story. Because if you listen to really how it's narrated, he's basically explaining everything, and then that's what it is at the end. I like just the look on the guy's face, the dean of admission or whoever. He's just like, he's like, "Is that enough life experience?"
Yeah. Did I pass your bar?
Yeah. But yeah, so definitely watch the end of it because it does take a little bit of like an Ocean's kind of feel to it later on.
Yeah.
Because you're still in where everybody's good. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in the happy phase.
Have you met the love interest?
I'm
yet?
in Act 2. Yeah.
Oh, you meet her right at the beginning.
Oh, that's right. She's in the class. I thought he meets her in Vegas.
It's Kate Bosworth.
Yeah.
Hole in the floor.
But 21's a good movie. I do like when they scare him at the beginning, when they test him out and they bring him to that underground casino in like Chinatown or wherever.
Right.
And all of a sudden he put the burlap sack on his head as he's playing, and then he's like, "What's the count?"
Yeah, what's the count? What are you talking about? What does Jasmine mean? They're hitting him with all the the
I
keywords.
didn't do anything. He's like, "What's the count?" And he's like, plus 15 or whatever it is. And they sorry, man.
Sorry,
See how you do under pressure.
Yeah.
Welcome to the team.
I kind of like felt like Balls of Fury for a minute. Shaka Ging Hao. I'm just kidding. It's sudden death. What do you not understand?
What I like about 21 is you actually learn the Monty Hall paradox or problem in that movie. And I think that was always really cool.
3 doors?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So
do you understand?
I do.
I don't get it.
For those of you who don't know, it's the Monty Hall problem. It was based on a TV show from the 60s, 50s, somewhere around there, I think. But basically...
based off a game show.
Yeah. They would show you 3 doors, and they would ask you to pick one. One behind one of these doors is $100,000. You have to pick 1, 2, or 3. And Tony, say you're the contestant, you pick door number 2.
I didn't want door number 2. I want door number 1.
Fine,
Shut
you have
up.
door number 1.
You get what we tell you.
Tony picked door number 1, and he's like, "All right, just to make to add a little bit of fun to it, I'm going to show you what's behind door number 3, and it's a donkey." Now the real question is, I'm going to give you the option to stay with door 1, or do you want to switch to door 2? What do you choose?
I would switch.
And why is that?
Variable change.
Yes. So basically the answer is just because they're not 3 separate doors. You have 33%, and both of the other doors are still combined into 60%. So by changing to door number 2, you've increased your odds by...
You now have a 50-50.
To 66.666%.
Yeah. So you always want to change doors just because it's statistically probable that the $100,000 is behind door number 2 now.
Yep. But the main reason behind that, the whole thing varies on if that other doors opened. So if you keep the other choice, so like if you choose, like says, door number 3, they open it. If they had never opened it, the variable change does not exist then.
No.
Yeah.
So that's why they're saying you switched it by opening that up. You've already now, originally you had 33%, but once that other door's open, you know that there's no way that you could have won that one. So yes, by changing. Very fun. Fair enough, yeah.
Patrick knows a statistic thing. Yeah, he learned something from a movie. Patrick is dumb now.
They taught it in school too.
I was gonna say, but saying the problem now just broke him.
Yeah.
so we've reeled Patrick back in.
The 2 brain cells I have left stopped fighting for a moment, and now they're back at it.
He's gonna look like Han Solo in liquid carbonate.
I was gonna say he blacked out like Will Ferrell in Old School.
Yeah. It was a perfect answer. I'm sorry, I blacked out.
Yeah. What happened? Huh?
I like how he does it in one breath too.
Yeah.
Take a breath. But that's blackjack. I mean, there's been multiple movies with that. Rain Man's a good example.
Yes.
Of another card counting type thing. I mean, there's been a lot of movies where there's blackjack involved, but I think those two are the two that really hit on the actual inner workings of card counting.
Yeah.
Yes, of card counting, I would agree. But when you brought up this topic, the first movie that I thought of was Rounders.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh my God.
We'll jump right into it right now. Rounders.
Well, it's about Matt Damon playing Underground Texas Hold'em.
Edward Norton.
Damon.
And Edward Norton. And it's been so long since I've seen that movie, but doesn't the plot essentially turn into Matt Damon just wants more and more, and he keeps getting into trouble and trouble?
No, what happens is the very beginning of the movie, he's got $30,000 because he wants to go on to the World Poker Tour, and with that amount of money, he can do it, but he's gonna go and play Underground Hand just to make a little bit more. So he's getting a little greedy. So he ends up playing. He thinks he's got the best hand. The game goes back and forth. Anyway, he thinks he's got an awesome hand. He gets taken, so he loses the 30 grand.
Okay.
So he's got to go back to working. He's in school to be a lawyer, and he has a girlfriend that he lives with. And it's kind of like she's tired of him gambling. He told her he wouldn't play anymore because after he lost 30 grand, what's his name? Oh my God!
John Malkovich?
No. The guy, the Kanish, the one that played Kanish, the popular dude. Everybody knows him.
Apparently not.
Oh my God, he's in everything. He was in the Transformers movie. He was the special agent in Transformers.
John Turturro.
Turturro,
Turturro.
yeah. So he plays a character called Kanish, who basically he knows the game. He just doesn't take a lot of big chances because he knows all the different angles and stuff. But he plays. But he's got this truck and his company where you can do delivery. So anytime one of his friends that is in the game gets knocked down and out, he lets him drive the truck to make extra money to do deliveries for him. So anyway, he's playing, he's going back and forth, and Edward Norton is his buddy or so-called friend. I mean, he thinks he's friends.
It's just a group of guys that hang out in the same scene.
Yeah.
It's not really like...
Well, him and
they're
Edward
more
Norton are
work
actually
colleagues.
friends.
Well, yeah.
And he gets out of jail.
But the rest of the group is kind of like more work colleagues.
Yes,
the people, they know each other. It's like,
like the World Tour, Texas.
Right. It'd be like going to a pool hall, like the players there.
Yeah. And you all may grab a drink or something
Exactly.
and talk, but you're always just playing. So anyway,
I'm not texting him on a Friday night to go hang out.
So the whole point of the movie is really Edward Norton is what screws him over because Edward Norton gets out of jail. He's the type, he doesn't just play straight up cards. He does all the, he does the mechanics.
He does all the shady shit.
Like, he can deal from the bottom of the deck and does stuff like that. And then he gets in debt with some other people who work for John Malkovich's character, KGB, who he lost all his money to at the beginning. So it's really, he's back on his feet, but he gets involved with Edward Norton's character and he ends up helping him out by taking on ownership of his debt or partnership of his debt. And then it goes on, spirals down. He gets in deeper and deeper. He's like in 15 grand. And then he goes to one of his college professors or something who he helped at a card game one time. He walks in, he's delivering something to him, and the college professor and all the other colleagues are playing cards. And it's a great scene, too, because he's like, you should tell him the professor to raise, or you're staying in.
Yeah.
And he's like, why? He's like, you don't know what we have. He's like, oh, we know we're holding, and we definitely know what you guys are holding. And then he basically just calls it out on what everybody's got in their hands. And he loses. So the teacher takes a shining to him, like, how'd you know about this? So later on, when he gets in real deep, he turns to him and asks him to borrow, like, I think it's 10 grand.
I think so, and that's when he goes to KGB.
Yeah, so he was going to go and pay off the other guy who owes, and he goes to KGB's, and he's like, he's going to play and try to build it up to pay it off. So he makes the money back to pay off the loan, or I'm sorry, he makes off the money to pay off the other guy that Edward Norton owed money to.
But then he keeps him in.
Yeah, so KGB John Malkovich, he's like, yeah, just walk away, and he's like, it's so sad. He's like, you're basically taking your money that I already took from you, or something.
Right, yeah. It's like I
just giving back your money.
Giving back your money.
Yeah. So he pulls him back in, and they have this back and forth big long game where they're playing, and then he ends up winning the whole thing, and he ends up winning. I think it's like $65,000 or something. I think so. 65 or 70 grand, because he's able to pay back the 10 grand to his professor, the 15 to the guy, not to KGB, to the other guy. The other guy's just connected to him, and then he back to his $30,000 that he has.
But that fucking scene is killer. So like,
oh yeah.
So throughout the game, you learn what everyone has a tell, and KGB had a tell of like he would like to eat Oreos. Well, the way he would eat them is he would break them apart, lick the cream off, put it back together, put it back in. And he would do the cream through all the Oreos first. But if he ever went back to, I think it was like when he went back to one he already did, he had a hand. Like that was his tell of, or like he was bluffing. It was one of those two. It was that was on his tell. I can't remember the subtlety on it, but he gets so pissed off. One hand, like he raises him all the way up and calls him like on the river, and he knows he doesn't have anything. He's so pissed, like all night you fucking check. He's like, why you pay him his money?
He beat me fair and square.
John Malkovich with a stupid Russian accent is awesome. Yeah, it is so awesome.
But that's the premise. Like I said, Matt Damon he lost everything he was up on, but because of Edward Norton's character, he got behind in debt himself. So,
well, not only that, there's that one scene where they go into like the fireman game.
Oh, it's the police station.
Oh, the police station. Yeah,
they're not station police officers.
Right.
Local
they're
sheriffs.
all off. They're all off duty, but like it's their hall. Oh. And they go in there and
Well, no, Matt Damon went in by himself.
Exactly.
He wanted Edward Norton to play, and he's like, "Come on, we'll take him. We'll do our old tricks." He's like, "No, I'm going to go in and play." He's like, "If you want to play, go ahead." He's like, "But I'm going in there,
and I'm playing my way." Yeah. He wasn't doing anything shady to get there.
Yep.
And so then Edward Norton comes in and sits down at the table, and he starts doing his stupid shit.
And he can't say anything to him because they have to pretend, number one, that they don't know each other.
Yeah.
And number two, he's pissed off at Edward, and he can't say, "Hey."
Yeah. Can't say, "Dick, get off this table."
Yeah. So they end up catching him by, I think, because it's every time it's like Matt Damon has like 3 of a kind or something, or
he's dealing. Yeah, he's
always dealing them like all these pairs, like pocket pairs. And there's one time he catches what he's doing and he sees it, and Matt Damon folds out, and you see Edward Norton's face like, "Come on, man!" Like he's just like, but he folds because he's like, "I don't want to cheat." Well, then the other guys are playing and they get under it. He's like, "Wait a second." He's like, "Hang on a minute." He's like, he catches them dealing underneath, and he's like, "You guys working together?" And he's like, "You had pairs all night." He's like, "What do you have under there?" And then he pulls up and he's like 2 aces in his hand, and he's like, and then they beat the hell out of him and take their money.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta love underground gambling. It's such a nice community.
I mean, that wasn't underground. That was with cops.
Yeah. It was just a friendly local game. Yeah. It was just sheriffs, but Edward Norton just screwed everything up.
That's why they got angry.
Yeah. You don't do that.
Yeah.
It's not good for you.
Especially in a freaking police hall. Like, that's asking for trouble.
But I think I've said this before, because I know we've mentioned the movie Rounders before. However, I watched a documentary about Rounders, and it had a bunch of like all these professional poker players, and almost every one of them said that is probably the closest movie to how actually things really work on a day-to-day. Not only at the regular games and the professional games, but also the side games, the hustle games. He's like, you find yourself in shady situations, and but all the professional poker players, that's what they say. They're like, that is like probably the truest movie of a sport ever, at least for cards. I mean, not that there's been too many movies about cards, but there's been a few.
Yeah, there's been some. I mean, that's why we're here.
Yeah. But Rounders, no, definitely a good one. Another one that I always really liked, The Color of Money. Well, Casino. So here's the thing. I know Casino is about a casino and it's about gambling. casino is a lot more about the actual mob and the workings of a casino
True.
as opposed to the actual, because you really don't see that much gambling.
I do
The working of the old style casino.
Yeah, the old style.
I do like when they catch some poor bastard cheating, they give him a cattle prod to the ribs and drag his ass out.
Yeah.
Use his head to open up the fire exit.
Yep.
Well, not only that,
Don't cheat in Vegas.
When Joe Pesci just like, hey, let me ask you something. Is this your pen? Is this your fucking pen? He's like, I'm just trying to figure out if this guy's pen.
It's a nice pen.
It's a nice pen.
But yeah, so I would say that. But I do like that scene though in Casino when they catch the guy because he's at the table playing. They catch him as he's sitting at the table, and when they drag him in the back, he's like, all right, he's like, the money or your hand or whatever he said. He's like, you can have one, but you can't have both. He's like, you can keep the money. And but it's the hand or the hammer or the money. Either way, you can go after that, but you can't do both. So, and then the guy's like, "I'll leave. I'll just leave."
It's not the one where they caught the partner too, and they were gonna like threaten to bash his face in or something. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I think that one guy they had him in the vice thing.
No, that was Joe Pesci interrogating someone. It's like, it's 3 days of talking to this guy. I finally had to put after an ice pick to the balls, I had to put his head in a vice and popped his eye out. Yeah, Casino is a really messed up movie.
But again, I'd say
along with James Woods being a coke addict.
And aside from the scene where Joe Pesci's at the blackjack table and he keps he's drunk and take this card and shove it up your sister's ass. Deal me another card. Then they have to ask him to leave. But yeah, aside from that, there really is you don't really see a lot of the actual gambling happening. Beginning a little bit with Sharon Stone when she's playing craps or whatever she's playing.
But she's also cheating. She's using weighted dice.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Exactly.
Hey,
just do it in somebody else's casino.
Yeah. You want to count cards? Do it in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Which I never understood that. I didn't see in going back 21 real quick why they didn't go to Atlantic City, because Vegas they look at that stuff really, really strictly. Whereas like Atlantic City, they're not as enforced about it. They're just kind of like
probably also their Atlantic City may have a limit on what you can do per hand. Like if their table minimum may be like $2, and you can't. I'm just using as an example, and you can't go above like 200.
Even the Hard Rock over here, you can go play $2,500 hands.
Yeah, but that's Florida. The Seminole tribe is basically the second governor.
But regardless, Atlantic City
well, it should be.
But I know there's not nearly as many casinos in Atlantic City as there are in Vegas. Or why didn't you just go to Reno?
Or was the other one Tupelo, Mississippi?
No, that's you're thinking of in Louisiana.
I thought it was a place in Mississippi that had like a bunch of gambling.
I think it's Louisiana.
Okay.
I want to say, where is that? I know exactly where you're talking about. I can't think off the top of my head.
I know
it's not
it's
Baton
filled
Rouge.
with riverboat casinos.
Yeah.
I don't know any actual cities.
No, I mean Mississippi has casinos, but I think what you're I know exactly because Biloxi.
Biloxi.
Oh, yeah, Biloxi, Mississippi. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Biloxi. But I know like Baton Rouge has places too. I mean, as long as you have a license to play.
Yeah.
But I mean, Reno's like a very nobody. You never hear of anybody going to Reno anymore.
No.
But it's still out there.
I'm going to Nevada. Oh, Las Vegas. Reno. Oh.
Really?
Yeah, that's like Delaware.
Las Vegas.
yeah.
Las Vegas, you go to get married. Reno, you go to get divorced.
That's right. Yeah.
Same night. But
you just go to Silicon Valley to die.
Well, you become a .com millionaire, then you die.
Yeah.
Then your company crashes, then you die.
There you go.
Well, you got The Cooler. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I think
I
we
haven't
talked about
seen that
it.
in a while.
Yeah, The Cooler. That's William H. Macy. Mm-hmm. And he is a cooler. Like, he's got such bad luck that when he sits at a table, the owner of the casino hires him on. What you find out in the backstory is he was a big gambler and lost a lot of money. He was a bad gambler. He never won. And so he gets in debt with this, casino owner. Anyway, he pays him off, but he basically has him work off his debt by being a cooler. So anytime as he's watching the cameras or hears that the table is hot or a person's playing well or winning a lot of money, he sends him to sit with them and play next to him. And then they end up losing. They start losing. So it's more like a myth thing, but every time he sits at a table and plays with a high roller, they start losing all their money. So he puts them in. That's what the whole point is. And he meets one of the cocktail waitresses there, meets her,
like,
fall in love with her, and
it's kind of like Cousin Eddie in Vegas Vacation.
yeah, kind of like that.
Eddie, anybody ever tell you you're unlucky? It's my mother's dying words.
Well, speaking of Vegas Vacation, that is a lot of gambling, at least with Rusty.
Papa Giorgio.
Yep. He gets
Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
He gets a fake ID and then just starts winning cars. Like, he's the luckiest person
Put
ever.
$1 in, I got a car. Put $1 in, I got a car. Put $1 in, I got a car.
Yeah, I like how they're like abandoned on like the side of like a roadside diner, and he's like, "Dad, you see those 4 cars over there?" He's like, "Yeah,
They're mine.
they're mine." Oh, well, so we're all driving home in Audis and Porsches, I guess.
Well, like he won a Hummer on one of them. So
Yeah,
take the
one of them was a
Hummer
Hummer, and the
Oh
other
yeah,
was,
that was right when the H2 came out. That
Yeah.
was
and the red one was the Dodge Viper, but they don't make anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to love those Vipers. Terrible for transmissions though.
yeah.
and
Yeah,
gas
but
mileage.
to be fair, you could buy a used one. I think they're still only going for 80.
Was that all?
They better not.
Don't threaten me with a good
they
time.
were they were 80 brand new.
Yeah.
Now with inflation, it's still 80. Dang it.
Well, now they're classics.
Yeah, now they're classics.
They're classics, man.
This is a classic.
I had
shit.
it almost brand new.
Yeah, slightly used, new to you.
It's like the old Dodge Avengers. Those things are skyrocketing in price right now.
Why do you think I ain't let go of my Challenger? They stopped making those last year.
Yeah.
Because you can't get a new one?
Shut up.
Who wants a Charger nowadays? Those are so 2005.
That's why I have a Challenger. Get it right.
Yeah, it's not a Charger. It's a
Oh, I know.
Challenger.
He doesn't want to upgrade to the Charger.
Dick. It's giving me Deadpool 2 vibes. For once I want to go to a planet and be like their Jesus. Isn't that Canada? You shut your whore mouth.
Yeah. Dodge is going to call Gavin up. We've actually reissued the
we've
Challenger.
reinstated.
Would you like to upgrade? Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, baby.
Challenger accepted.
Yes.
I had somebody in my car a couple weeks back, and he looked over at me because I'm backing up, and I'm looking at my side view mirrors and checking my rear view out. And he goes, "It's like, dude, what are you doing? Just use your back. You have no camera." I've got like the giant dash.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't standard at the time, so I could have upgraded to it. But I still have like the giant dash panel, and he was like, You don't have a screen. I was like, nope.
How do you drive?
This is 12 years old, baby.
But I did like in Vegas Vacation when, he ends up losing all the money, and then he goes to see Cousin Eddie, and he's helping him, but they go to like that dirt casino, the dirt merchant casino, where it's like,
they're playing.
think of what number I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
what number am I thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
4, 6. Damn it! And it puts like $5 down. It's like card, war, or no, card, I win. Card, I win. And he goes, "Damn, I've never seen $20 go so fast, Clark."
which that's and again, there's certain things that I know they need to leave it for the purpose of the movie or the film or the plot. He's always done very well for himself. He's always had a really good job. He's had a decent savings. It's like when he ran out of money there, are you telling me there's no way he could have gotten any other money whatsoever?
Well, he probably lost a lot of...
he said that he went through like his savings. That's what he did before he got to Eddie. You just don't see how much he bet.
No, I know he said that, but I'm like, there's other. He's got to have a portfolio.
Well, I can only assume after the first movie, he got sued to living hell by John Candy as a security guard, so he had to pay a few bucks to that.
You're just making up random things that could have happened.
Hey, it's in the lore of the movies.
I mean, all the insurance that he had to do to, rebuild his house after the SWAT team busted all his windows in the dead of winter.
Yeah, but at the end of Christmas Vacation, his bonus, he got an extra 20%.
Yeah, that's how they went to Vegas. That pool still isn't in the ground, damn it.
I'm just saying. I think Clark Griswold's portfolio was a little bit heavier than they led on to believe.
You're probably right.
He probably.
Well, he probably went through all of his liquid cash.
It was probably that's what it was. It's probably all in company stock, is what it is.
Should have
He's
just
got
had his
$2
family.
million there.
Yeah, he probably could have just called his parents up, had his dad wire him some money.
Right.
Back then, it was Western Union. That took a few minutes.
So
Sorry, sorry, it's not instantaneous.
there's one I want to bring up. Focus.
Okay.
With Will Smith
Oh yeah,
and Margot Robbie. That's a really good one.
Please explain.
Because that brings into it like psychological stuff too. So one of the first scores is so Will Smith meets Margot Robbie in like a restaurant or something as she's trying to like scam a dude. And if I remember correctly, Will Smith kind of saves her from the situation where it's, you know, it's a bad situation if she gets caught and she's not very good at, you know, what she does yet, that it's going to be real bad for her. So he ends up kind of having like working a relationship out with her right then and there. Like he needs her to be his girlfriend for the score that they're about to go settle. And he teaches her that, you know, he's like, it's like a little montage of him showing her how like he can, you know, take stuff off of her, like sleight of hand real quick. But the big one is the gambling part is they get this box and it's with the Asian dude.
Yeah.
During the football game. And this is absolutely awesome. When you finally realize what everything has happened. So he gets into a bet with this guy and he's like gambling like all the crew's money. But he doesn't, you know, the guy doesn't know where he's getting this. He's, you know, thinks he's in a box. He's pretty well affluent. So he's got all this cash with him and everything. And he's, and the guy is a compulsive gambler who Will Smith's going up against. Like he just can't help himself. He bets on stupid stuff. So they're betting on like next play, this guy run ball or pass, you know, and like they bet on like the dumbest things and it just keeps escalating. Until finally, like, Will Smith basically loses all his stuff, all that he had, but he goes all in for the double or nothing. And what was it? It was like he had to pick out a player on the home team sideline, and he would guess who that player's number was. So the guy who he ends up picking out, they've had in his face all day. Like he's seen him several times. He was like the busboy when he checked into his hotel. He was his cab driver. It's like, but he was so far away from the guy, like removed, like he never interacted with the guy. He just recognized his face instantly. Also, on top of that, they wore a number he wore a number on the sideline that they put in front of him all day. Like the crew worked this guy all day to get to this very end moment. And when he finally looks, yes. So finally, when he looks through the binoculars, they paid the coach off so that the guy could stand there wearing the number that he's supposed to. And he's looking straight up at the box, so that he's easily recognizable. And then he says, "Okay, I have my player." And then he lets Margot Robbie pick him out because she's part of the crew now, and she's seen him. She goes, number, I think it was like 11 or something like that. But he's like a bigger guy. Like, so he kind of stood out from the other players too. and he like loses it. No way, you guys are crazy. Like he pays him, but it was like the wildest thing. Like when because he's explaining all of that when she finally sees him. Like when she's got the binoculars over to see who he picked out on the sidelines. That's my favorite scene out through there. The rest of the movie's, dramatic and decent up until that. But you never really know like what's going. It's like it's gambling-esque because there's like cons involved everywhere.
Gotcha.
But it's
kind of like the Ocean series.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Can you watch it anywhere? Because I would like to see this.
Let's see.
Focus.
What we got for right now, it is on Netflix.
Sweet, done, sold.
I don't know if it's on Tubi, but
if it's on Netflix.
It says Netflix with subscription, so yeah. Plus, you get to see Margot Robbie. I mean, what's wrong with that?
Never going to be upset about that one.
Exactly.
Don't be upset. Well, another one I had you watch a while back. I want to say it's now well over a year. Is that Pool Hall Junkies?
Oh yeah,
movie?
Pool Hall Junkies. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one with Michael Rosenbaum.
Yep.
Right.
Yes, Christopher Walken.
What's going on? It's quiet as a church mouse in here.
Before was it like an evening up in Apollo up in this motherfucker? Now it's as quiet as a church. Oh, did I stutter?
I didn't stop.
I'll make that shot. I'll even do it one-handed.
Dude, that was wild.
Because he's like wants to bet his girlfriend's career. He's like, you have a paralegal working. He's like, I think she'd make a better attorney. He's like, she's about to pass the bar. I say this, I make that shot. You give her a job as a lawyer for 1 year. No special treatment, just a job and a chance to prove herself. And he's like, are you crazy? He's like, that job starts out with 6 figures a year plus benefits. He's like, what are you going to put up against that if you miss? And then Christopher Walken's like, Ed, what about my new Benz? He's like, what about this and this? It's got a kick in Laura's system. I know you want it. He's like, you could own it. And then he's like, all right. He's like, you got balls, kid. And he's like, set it up. And he hits it and makes a shot.
They didn't say how many takes that they did for that, though.
So I believe
because it was a clear, like, there was no camera trickery of where he hits it, then the angle changes. Like he did a full shot of making like.
So in a documentary, in a behind the scenes thing, I believe Mars Callahan, who plays Johnny, the main character, I believe he said there was a few takes for him to do, but he was also a pool player as well. But Christopher Walken actually did it and got it in on the first try.
Wow.
I believe they said.
Nice.
And he's like, Christopher Walken. So.
Yeah. It's like, put me on the tour.
Whenever I hear of a story on a movie about they took like 30 or 40 takes to do one like trick or without, changing the camera or anything, like quick edits, I think of Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Because the behind the scenes during the credits, there's a scene where he gets an Amazon package just because he wants to talk to the pretty delivery girl. And he just tosses it behind him and it lands right in the trash can. But the behind the scenes, it's like, miss. It's like 30 times. And I think there's one point he's like, damn it, why can't I do this?
Well, it's the same thing with Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man when he had to catch everything on the plate. Like it dropped in, and it took him several times to catch because they literally dropped all those items.
Nice.
Like it wasn't just wire coming down. Like no, someone was up here and let it go.
Well, I think there's the other one. It's also about pool, The Color of Money, which is a very good movie.
Heard of it.
Paul Newman, Tom Cruise.
Yep.
Tom Cruise is like the up and coming kid. Paul Newman's like the old school.
And it's early Tom Cruise when he was doing a lot of stuff. It's all like Taps, Risky Business,
Cocktail.
I think this. I think Cocktail. This was probably before Rain Man. I think.
Yeah. No, he was still a very, very young actor.
Very young.
And I mean, Paul Newman was very young back then too, but he was less old. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at it though, if you go back and you watch it, it's like wow. I mean, he was like pretty damn young for that time frame, but he was older than Tom
made
Cruise,
him look
obviously.
older. Yeah. They gave him gray hair and everything.
And but the whole thing is Tom Cruise is like the new up and coming like pool player. I can't remember because it's been so long since I've watched it, but I can't remember if he runs into him at a pool hall and just kind of decides to take him on the road with him as they go to like a tournament, and he's kind of teaching them the road rules of like because there's cons and everything involved with pool. Pool is the worst one. You don't just play straight pool. There's always some sort of con or some sort of
hustle
trick or hustle that goes with it.
Well, that's why they got rid of the pool table at Bank Bar, partially.
There's a lot of reasons why they got rid of that pool table.
Well, I think one of the big reasons was a lot of hustlers were showing up.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, it was like in the way of literally everyone. You couldn't take a shot without hitting someone in the ass. With
it's not the biggest place.
Yeah.
Still, the greatest game of pool I played in my life was there.
Oh, really?
I think I've told you. I like it better when my buddy Kirk tells a story because he exaggerates certain areas, but still, it was like he basically had to hold me up and was moving me around the bar for me to. That's how drunk I was. And I ran the table. I missed on the 8 ball, and then what's his name? Guy who's always over there.
There's a million.
Hopper.
Oh, okay.
You know damn well.
But he's also at courtside all the time.
Well, yeah, but he always played pool over there.
He was
so
one
me
of
and
the
him
hustlers.
me and him were playing Singh, the Indian guy.
Oh, the guy that roomed with them for a while?
I think so, maybe. Him and another
I know
guy.
you're talking about Tage.
Tage.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were playing him and some other dude, and the game was for $100.
And
I looked over at him and I said, I ain't got $100. He said, "Don't worry, buddy. We'll get it here." So Hopper breaks, and then I think Tage goes or the other guy, and then I get my turn, and like the whole bar was turned around watching the game. Like, that's how intense it was, because I'm going around like this. I can't walk around. But as soon as I line up for the shot, it was muscle memory. And I'd hit it. And Tage and whoever his partner was fucking furious. They're like, what? The guy can't even see the ball.
Real life gambling starring Gavin.
Yes. So Hopper sinks the 8-ball, and I'm like, hanging all over people like I can't stand up. Pay me my money. In cash. In cash. To this day, I still don't remember that night.
Well, you remember some of it, apparently.
No. This is a recount of everybody else. Oh. This is not Gavin narrating.
Gavin did an investigation the day.
Gavin read the Cliff Notes.
Well, I'll have to show you on the side offline sometime. There's a series or a show series Rob got for me. It's called World's Greatest Bar Bets and Hustles. And it's actually, they tell you how they do it, and they go through, and it was like, here, if you want to win a drink, go up to this person and say this, but they show you the whole thing, how to do it all. So it's pretty neat. You could be a con man. Nice. You could be a con man too.
I'd rather not.
Yeah. You're 2 hours for it. You're like, actually, I just cheated.
Yeah.
Well, I like also the Cheers, where they do the hat.
Oh yeah.
The
the male guy's like, here's your 20 right now. I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
No,
right?
it was Norm.
But he was
the male guy gets taken for it.
He's no, it was Norm. It was Norm that got taken for it. The male guy's watching him from the side. He's like, watch this. He said, I can take. Or was it something like it was something like
he put a shot glass underneath his hat.
Well, but the first one was I can take this shot without moving that hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he ducks underneath the bar and he pretends like he drank it, and he's like, "Go ahead, check the shot glass." So when he picks it up, he just does the shot.
Yeah.
And then, right. So he goes, "All right, here, I'm gonna do that now." And he's like, "Give me another shot. Put it up here." It's like, "I'm gonna take this shot without moving my hat or whatever." It's like, and it was for like a nickel, right?
It was something like
that.
that.
It was like a nickel or a quarter. It's like.
So he does the same thing. He ducks underneath the bar, but when he does that, the hustler just picks up the hat, does the shot, and puts it back.
And he goes, "Here's your nickel." He's like,
he's like $2 for the shot.
Yeah. Then Ted Danson comes over and says, "That's $2 for the shot and $3 for the." Wait a minute.
Still good pricing though.
Yeah,
I'll take that.
Hey, can I go back to 1980?
Yeah.
So who wants to talk about a really, really bad gambling movie?
Ooh, I do.
Terrible movie.
Terrible movie, good gambling.
No. Let's just say...
Even worse gambling?
It was written and directed by Andrew Lawrence of the Lawrence Brothers, and it stars Joey Lawrence and the middle brother. I can't remember his name at the moment.
I don't think anybody would.
Yeah, but it's called Money Plane, and it also stars Kelsey Grammer.
I don't know if I've seen that, actually, to be honest with you.
That is a movie.
It is a movie. Shout out to the podcast Mom Can't Cook who made me watch this thing. It is absolutely fucking terrible. So basically, it stars the wrestler Edge. So that's how... They spent all their money on Kelsey Grammer, and that's about it. But it's basically...
That'll happen.
Yeah.
It's basically Edge is a professional thief, and he's in debt, so Kelsey Grammer buys his debt and then convinces him to rob the money plane. And apparently the money plane is an underground, secretive, very rich gambling casino, but it's always in international airs, so nothing's illegal, which I'm pretty sure that's not how that works, but it's the bottom.
I mean, technically it is. That's
Otherwise,
why
a lot of people would be thrown out of airplanes over the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah. How are they going to find a body? Can't have a murder without a body.
He owns the air.
Yeah, right. That's right. Try to build anything above 3 stories in the Chongqing province. Our name will come up.
Yeah. But Kelsey Grammer's pitch is if you want to bet on a man fucking an alligator, the money plane is where you do it.
Oh my God.
I figured that would be courtside too.
Yeah.
They do some ridiculous betting.
That is definitely a Florida.
But Edge also is a former professional wrestler. He's 6'4" and jacked. So he could barely fit on this airplane. So he spends the majority of it just in the cockpit, just sitting there because he really can't move around on the set, apparently.
It's not like a 747 or anything?
Oh, it's a huge-ass plane. But he's also a former professional wrestler. He's not the skinniest dude.
Okay. Calm down.
You got the muscle.
He does.
Got the muscle.
But they play Texas Hold'em and then Russian roulette. The undefeated champion. I don't know if you could beat anything else in Russian roulette. Goes first and loses, kills himself.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible movie. And then they start betting on how long some guy will survive in a cage with a cobra. And somebody bets 17 minutes. And I think somebody wins because he only lasted 16 and they were closest without going over. It's Price of Right rules, apparently.
That's kind of like Rat Race.
Yeah.
They bet on everything stupid.
That's a good one,
they
too.
They have
Rat
a prostitute
Race.
come over.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Dave Thomas is sitting there. He's the helper, butler, assistant guy. And he's
Isn't
like,
John Cleese like the runner? Of the,
he's the
He's
eccentric.
the leader.
He's the one who, he's like his John Cleese assistant.
Yeah.
And he's like, the prostitute comes in, he's like, just all this weird stuff. He's like, put peanut butter on my butt cheeks and, tickle this. And he's like, how much would that cost? You can tell he's like, got this embarrassed, like, how much would that cost? And she's like, something like that. He's like, how much? and then she says whatever amount, and everybody comes out from behind the curtains like, oh, I got you. I told you. I got you. Because she says like $5,000 or something like that.
Who had five?
That movie is so terrible, but I still remember the one scene where Mr. Bean is like trying to get away. So there's a high speed train, he just like jumps up and goes away. And then
doesn't he like get to the end and like falls asleep before he can open the bin?
Something like that.
I'm winning.
But there's the guy from Road Trip. I can't remember his name, but he's with Charlize Theron in the helicopter, and she's like stalking.
No, that wasn't Charlize Theron.
I thought it was.
No, it was the girl from. I want to say it might have been the girl from Road Trip.
Oh,
the
Amy
blonde-haired
Smart.
girl. We'll look it up.
You will look it up.
But it was not Charlize Theron, I can tell you that.
I
No.
thought it was just a young Charlize. But
No.
either way,
No.
he gets in this helicopter. He's like, oh, helicopter's so fast, I'm going to win no matter what. And she's just so obsessed with her ex-boyfriend. She flies the helicopter like 3 feet above the swimming pool where he and his new girlfriend are hanging out. And she's on the loudspeaker like, you're dating her already?
Yeah, Amy Smart.
Oh, okay, it was Amy Smart. But yeah, I remember those two scenes.
Well, I did like the one with it was Seth Green's friend who got his tongue pierced.
Oh yeah, had his tongue pierced.
And it's all swollen the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And he meets the other girl. He
Yeah.
meets the girl at the end who had like a swollen tongue from a piercing.
Well, yeah. So he's like showing his stuff, and he's like showing his. They're like basically doing that across each other, and so she finally shows her nipples pierced, and they're just like. And they go limp and you see just the car start drifting off the road, like like trying not to crash. And then she's like, "Ooh," and then they just keep driving by.
But yeah, it's a stupid movie, but it had its couple funny moments. But
Money Plane does not have its moments.
No, Money Plane does not.
And at least Rat Race had a all-star cast in it.
Yeah, this one had the Lawrence brothers. All three of them, to be fair. But
well, you got John Lovitz in the movie. How are you gonna go wrong?
Yeah, John Lovitz, Cuba Gooding Jr., Whoopi Goldberg, Dean Cain, like Paul Rodriguez.
Mm-hmm. This one had the three Lawrence brothers and Edge.
Yeah,
and Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. So we had Frasier and these other guys.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
these
mean,
other guys.
anybody who grew up in the 90s knows who the Lawrence brothers
Yeah.
are. But yeah, they also got Edge and Frasier.
Then,
I'll have to play you a clip when we turn off the mics. There's a really funny audio bit from Kelsey Grammer.
well, like they said, that's where the money went. Went to Kelsey.
Yep.
Here's what Kelsey thinks.
It's like, we're the Lawrence brothers. We don't need to bring any star power. And the studio went, you really do.
Have you seen us? Yeah. Yeah.
And do you have anyone that can play your muscle? Actually,
I know an out-of-work professional wrestler. I'm sure he can act.
he's great.
What year was this, Barry?
Oh, and Thomas Jane's also in the movie. 2022? No, it was released in 2020, filmed in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like this is an old movie when the Lawrence brothers were actually somewhat relevant. Oh, okay. That makes a little more sense now.
Yeah, this was only like 5 years ago.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm surprised they didn't get Hulk Hogan in there back then. Because I thought you were talking about a movie from like the 90s or something.
No.
So I have one. I'm not sure if you guys have seen or not. I vaguely remember us maybe talking about this as like a creepy kind of movie. But Would You Rather? Came out, it had Brittany Snow in it. Came out 2013. So basically, her brother is sick. Can't believe it. Remember if it's cancer or of her bullshit. But it's some like life-threatening disease that he's got, and she doesn't. They're poor. They don't have any other family, and basically, she has no way to pay for the hospital bills that have been mounting up, or for any treatment to make him better. So finally, she gets told about this guy who could help her out. So she goes to a dinner with a bunch of other people who are basically kind of the same thing, down on their luck, looking for some, extra cash. And it's kind of like almost like a Saw meets Squid Game kind of deal.
I thought Squid Game was Saw meets Children's Playground.
So that's the thing, is it's not outside. It's all played at the table. And it's basically this one eccentric billionaire, and he's got helpers in his house that are like butlers or whatever. And he starts the betting as going around the table of one of the first games is like who can stand to get shocked.
Oh.
And like you can either take a shock yourself or you can pass it on. But as you pass it on, it gets
more and more.
It gets more intense. So you can either take the burst or pass on. And there's like a couple women. There's one old woman on there, and so they keep one of the hot young girls that's on there stuns the old lady, like gives it to her. I'm like, dang. And she was like, what? She's old. She's lived. But each one of them, like each round of the game, like they're playing for this sum of money. And it's what is it like?
I played that game
it's like would you rather do this or pass it on to either the next person, or the next thing that comes up could be worse. So like the final round with Brittany Snow and this other girl who they've lasted, the lady was like, what was it? I think she had to hold her breath for 2 minutes, and for them to do that, maybe it was 3. I think maybe it was either 2 or 3 minutes. It was something that was a little rough.
Yeah.
So the way to make sure that they didn't breathe through their nose, they brought out this barrel of water and they dunk Brittany Snow in the water. So the girl gets the game. She's like, okay. It's like, well, would you rather take this barrel for 3 minutes or pass it to? She was like, I can't do it. She's gonna do it. And so Brittany Snow made it through. So then it came to the girl, and the card comes up, goes, oh, hold your breath for 6 minutes. And needless to say, she didn't make it past 1. I don't want to spoil the ending for everything, but it's like a eccentric billionaire gambling of like to get this big sum of money.
Yeah,
that's life changing, but like. Yeah, they caned this one guy to death.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, if I was a billionaire, I think I would do stuff like that.
All right.
I would just be like, here, I'll offer you money, but you got to do stupid, horrible things to yourselves.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind, folks, when you think about Tony from Movie Talks and Chill.
Yeah. When I'm a billionaire, which I will never be, so don't worry
Never
about it.
to pay him his money.
I know we're running out of time, so I want to give 3 quick things. One, the middle Lawrence brother, his name is Matthew. It just dawned on me.
Okay.
And 2 quick shout-outs for movies that involve gambling, but it's not the same, like, the overall purpose. One is Tombstone, when they take over the hotel casino. One of my only and favorite Western movie I've ever seen. Love it.
Well, also, they're playing Pharaoh through a lot of that, too.
Yeah. And the other one is Casino Royale, the first one with Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Because he has to enter in a poker tournament to get the bad guy, who he loses to, and then swings a knotted rope into his testicles.
Another quick shout out, In Time, with Justin Timberlake.
Oh yeah.
Well, I know for a fact there's a lot of gambling movies we did miss, which is why you guys can let us know, but also Maverick.
Yes.
That movie is about poker.
Yes.
Old Western poker.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, there's plenty of other movies out there. We just kind of want to highlight a little bit of them. We may actually, we'll film the next.
Yes, that's what we'll
Texas
do.
Hold'em tournament
throw
for
in some,
everybody.
some good angles.
Yeah, we need 3 more webcams.
We can't have the camera where it is because that'd be the back of my head the whole shot.
But yeah, we are about out of time, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And movies about gambling. What a good time.
I had to watch this movie called Mississippi Grind with Ryan Reynolds. Yep. That seems like a good one.
Yeah, the guy takes him on a tour, to get to a tour, he takes him on the road.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so like I said, there's plenty of movies out there. Grinders, there's a bunch of others out there that are all about gambling. So find your favorite one, find your favorite platform, watch it. For all of you out there who want to be con men, a good hustle for you, just as a freebie. You tell somebody next time you see them, I bet you anything, I can tell you where you got your shoes. They're going to figure out that you don't know, but they'll take the bet. And when you tell them, they'll be like, well, you're not going to get it right. I got them at JCPenney, so blah, blah, blah. You said, I didn't say I told you where you could buy them. I told you I could tell you where you got them. And right now, you got your shoes on your feet. That's an easy win. I guarantee you either that one or shake somebody's hand and said, I bet you $100 I can get you to gamble.
I like that one.
Actually, I had someone shake my hand on that one before they really thought about it. But those are a couple freebies for you. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, for Movie Talks and Chill, we're your hosts. I'm Tony Serrato.
I'm Gavin Butts.
I'm Joey Lawrence. Patrick Wall.
All right, guys, take care.